Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Advanced, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today, we got a pretty interesting show in store for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So yesterday, it seems like ESPN First Take was back, and I missed it, right? But now that I was going through the internet today, I started seeing different clips. I'm like, oh, ESPN First Take was going on. By back, I mean Stephen A. Smith was there, Chris Mad Dog Russo was there, Molly Karam was there. So I was like, okay, they have the usual crew that was there. I was surprised to see that because I hadn't seen them in quite some time. So whenever they have Chris Mad Dog Russo on there, you know it's going to be fireworks with his energy and his takes and him always, showing love to the old school and all of that, right? And there's a segment that he does, I believe, every Wednesday, right? And they have like a lead up clip, like a compilation of clips lead up, which is hilarious of him, like is actually hilarious. But essentially, I think every week there's this clip where, this segment where it's about like what Mad Dog is mad about, right? This week or something like that. And it's usually very, 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 very entertaining. And this week was no exception. But this particular week, he decided to take aim at the USA's men's basketball team. Now, if you guys know anything about ESPN, ESPN is a very interesting network. They're pro Lakers, they're pro the players now. They have a lot of guys going on, like Mike Greenberg just came on there and said that what Stephen Curry did was the greatest moment or his most memorable moment he's seen in NBA history. So they're like prisoners of the moment. They're the prisoners of the moment network in sports, right? So when you have a guy like Chris Mad Dog Russo on there, it kind of, throws like a monkey wrench into their entire operation. And they've been one of the ones that have been promoting this Team USA. This last one are they on the level of the Dream Team and all of that. So it's understandable that people like Chris Mad Dog Russo will be looking at them with a side eye like, well, if y'all saying they like the Dream Team, let me see what you got. And if you guys know, going into this tournament, they were the heavy favorites. They were the favorites to win every single game by wide margins. Even the champion, the gold medal game, they were like favorites by like 17 points, right? So when he goes into this rant that he normally goes into, you could actually start to see people getting uncomfortable like with what he was saying, because he seemed to go off script from what ESPN is usually used to promoting to his audience. But before we even get into what Chris Mad Dog had to say, Russo had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Game Time. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. For example, I am super excited about the upcoming MLB games. With Game Time tickets, I can easily pick the best tickets for me. I love that I can choose between different deals. I have the option to select the cheaper deal, the best option deal, or my favorite, the flash deal. The flash deal gives me the option to find discounts that I can only find on Game Time. Once I select the ticket I want, I can view my seat. And it's not just restricted to baseball. I can also look for the best ticket deals for other sports like football, the NBA, concerts, comedy, or other theater shows. Included in my purchase, I also have a 24-hour return guarantee, a lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection. So take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what I'd like to do now is like to play exactly what he had to say. It's only about a minute clip or so. So I want you guys to take a listen to what he had to say here. Then we're going to come back and really get into the meat and potatoes of the show. Take a listen to that there.
I am sick of this USA basketball on the men's side making a big deal about winning a gold medal.
Oh, come
and
on,
Stephen Curry putting people to sleep. It's a 10-day tournament.
That was the great Stephen.
Calm down.
Stephen.
They are whatever his name is.
Whoa. Steph Curry with the shots.
Tournament. They play 6 games, and you know what they were favored? You know what they were favored in the gold medal game? By 16 points. They got 1 million Hall of Famers on this team. And then Durant is tweeting after the game, look at me with all these gold medals.
And he's on the slide.
Calm down. guys. Calm down. The most significant gold medal in basketball we ever won, without a doubt, is 1976, because that's after we got absolutely killed in 72 in Munich. But the idea that we are going to make a big deal that Durant and Davis and Embiid and Booker and Curry and LeBron, these are some of the greatest basketball players in the history of creation, and they beat Evan Fournier and was supposed to get excited. And Baton, whatever his name is. I mean, you got to be kidding me that this is that big a deal. I was rooting for France, for crying out.
Wow.
Oh, I've had enough at the Olympic basketball.
Right now.
Enough, and enough.
So you heard what Chris Mad Dog Russo had to say there. At the very end, you heard something very interesting. What did he say that was interesting? He said, and I was rooting for France, right? I was rooting for France. Now, there seems to be some NBA players, even like, not NBA players, NBA players and fans, like, for instance, Kevin Durant, surprised that people were supporting other players, like Nuggets fans were supporting Serbia over the USA and all of that. And they were upset about that. Some other people out there upset about the fact that if you're an American, why aren't you supporting Team USA and all of that? I said it in the show then, and I need to say it now. Some of y'all are living like in this. Listen, there are people out there that are not fans of this current brand of basketball. They're not fans. They're not fans of this era. They're not fans of what this era of basketball represents. Some of them like the international players more, and you're not going to root for them. The other reason some people probably didn't root for this team was because all of the ridiculous hype surrounding the team. Oh, they're better than the Dream Team. They're this team. They're that team. They're the Avengers and all of that. And people like Chris Mad Dog Russo talking about, well, you talking about the Avengers. If you know anything about the Avengers, you would know that they're the greatest amalgamation of superheroes in the Marvel universe. They basically go out there and whoop ass. And that was not what was happening, especially in those two final games. USA was holding on for his dear life. And if you listen carefully, he said there were 17-point favorites going into the game. So when you see them holding on for dear life and having these memorable moments, he's not buying into it. I think other people are turned off for the fact that this team is being compared to the Dream Team. If we look at the Dream Team's roster, that team was comprised of Christian Laettner, David Robinson, who I believe scored 70 in an NBA game, 70 points, if I'm not mistaken. Patrick Ewing, Larry Bird, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Clyde Drexler, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Chris Mullin, Charles Barkley, and Magic Johnson. This team is laden with top 75 guys. Laden with them. I mean, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Larry Bird, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Clyde Drexler, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Charles Barkley, Magic Johnson. These are just these 10 guys right there. And it was a younger team. And you're looking at this team, you have Stephen Curry, who's an all-timer, obviously, top 75 guy. You have Anthony Edwards, LeBron, top 75 guy. KD, top 75 guy. Derek White, Tyrese Halliburton, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, Drew Holiday, Bam Adebayo, Anthony Davis is a top 75 guy, and Devin Booker. It's clear to see that the 92 team was clearly more talented. Like, you got to be a blind idiot to say that this team is more talented than that team. Now, this team has some very unique players, like Kevin Durant, who's very, very talented. You have Stephen Curry, who's very, very talented. You have LeBron James, who's very, very talented. You have Anthony Davis, who's very, very talented. Don't get it twisted. That other team had more talented players, right? And that team was actually a bit younger in certain extents than this team. So you have that energy out there as well, where I think more people would have gotten behind this team if they didn't overhype them the way that they did. Because I'm trying to figure out why this team is getting more hyped than the 08 team or the 2012 team. Why is this team all of a sudden so special over those teams when those teams were better? You can't be serious telling me that this 2024 team is better than that 08 team. Like, you can't be serious. Or even the 2012 team. I think the 2012 and the 08 team are better than this team. And I think the Dream Team is better, right? The Dream Team was actually doing what it was supposed to do. It was beating opponents by the projected margins. This team was not. That's the fundamental difference. The Dream Team was beating teams by the projected margins, where this team was getting a lot of hype going into the games, and some of them they were barely making it out of those games, right? But for him saying that he didn't support the team, there were a lot of people that didn't support the team that were Americans, Nobody said you got to support the team just because you're an American. That's just something you believe that you want everybody else to believe. They didn't support them. There's some people that just didn't support this team. And it's the reality of the matter. Clearly, this is anti-ESPN rhetoric because they're the ones that were promoting this team and saying that, oh, could they be better than the night? It was the ESPN that was promoting this nonsense. It was them. And then other people started piggybacking on what they were saying and then try to make it into a real thing when in reality it was not. But look, these are my thoughts. What I want to know from you guys, what do you think about what Chris Mad Dog Russo had to say? Do you think his comments were inbounds or out of bounds? Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show. Peace.